Bởi vì là tôi cũng lớn tuổi rồi nên sức khỏe nó cũng không có đảm bảo được nên là nó khó giữ.
You were pregnant with Riley's child.
Yes.
What's going on, people? We are back again with another Moving Mad video, and this one right here is all about Violet and Riley in the most recent episode of 90 Day Fiancé The Tell All. Now, for me personally, I'm gonna pretty much not waste any more time here, and I'm gonna tell you straight off the bat that I generally do believe that Violet was lying. I don't think Violet was ever pregnant. I think the whole thing was just nothing but a lie to get Riley back into her life. Reason being is because throughout the season, we have witnessed Violet be someone that will avoid questions that she does not want to answer. We've also seen her trying to manipulate certain things, and also most importantly, she's done nothing this season that makes us feel as if we can trust anything that comes out of her mouth. Because look at it this way, it just felt as if anything that she did was only something that she was going to do that was going to benefit herself. The second that she told Riley that she was pregnant, she was like, okay, let's get married. Riley clearly, at the time, gave us a response that said that he did not want to get married to Violet. And to be fair with you, at the same time as well, when Riley tried to take charge of the situation and, employ doctors of his own kind, or at least invest money in doctors that he can at least understand, because the ones that she was providing didn't speak English. So of course he wanted one that could speak English and therefore can 100% clarify things for himself. But also on top of that, Riley did also say that the chances of him getting a woman pregnant is pretty much 1% or something around that mark anyway, which doesn't mean it's not a possibility. But I mean, for me personally, if I'm looking at it in terms of Violet's age based on what she just said, and her health condition is based on what she just said, and also looking at the fact that Riley has been taking medication that pretty much prevents him from getting a woman pregnant, the chances are lower than just the 1% he gave us. They're even lower than that. So for me personally, I feel like she did this because she was trying to get away from Vietnam and get to the States, or at least trying to get Riley to not run away from her, because according to Riley now, each time he tried to pull away from her, she'd always find a way to pull him back in, whether that be contacting his family, or in this situation, claiming that she was pregnant with his child. And also at the same time, we still don't know if Riley was the only man that she was sleeping with, and if Riley was the only man that she's pretty much been in a relationship with this whole time as well. Think about that. But with that being said, let's continue.
I hate that I feel this way, but I'm kind of like, until I understand, I can't really emotionally attach to it.
For me personally, I definitely agree and understand how Riley's feeling about the situation, because this is a man that tried to walk away from this woman time and time again. But every time he tried to walk away from her, she would bring him back into the picture. But then also on top of that, she also made things abundantly clear, not the last episode, the episode before he flew back, that she wanted nothing to do with him. But then of course she then ended up calling into his bed, which I can only imagine confused him even more. But then also at the same time, when it came to announcing that she was pregnant, she would not allow Riley to be emotionally involved in any kind of way. He kept trying to ask questions of, okay, can I get a doctor of my own? Can I do this? Can I do that? And her answer to everything that he was saying was two answers. One was, no, you cannot do none of those things. She's already blocking him off emotionally anyway. And then also two, which is the key one, we should get married now that I'm pregnant. How is he meant to get emotionally connected to the situation with her being pregnant if once she announced it, everything that she did was block him from trying to connect? Yeah. Continue.
Đã không muốn liên lạc với Riley rồi, nhưng mà lúc đầu trong đầu tôi rất là lộn xộn. Nửa thì tôi muốn báo cho anh ấy biết, nửa thì tôi không muốn, tại vì tôi nam của chúng tôi rất là thương con và muốn con cái đầy đủ cha mẹ, nên là tôi đã quyết định là tôi báo cho anh ấy.
Don't lie to me. Don't lie to us. Stop lying. The fact that she sat there and said that I didn't even want to tell him. Tell him what? Or you didn't want to tell him that he was pregnant? Or you didn't want to tell him that you're miscarried? That you lost the baby? The reason why I find that absolute utter BS is because she did not waste any time messaging his father cruel things about him. His father that was also in hospital, pretty much at a stage where he's a fragile old man who doesn't need anything that is stressful. All he needs is nothing but peace and love. So am I really going to sit here and say to you guys, yes, I believe Violet. Yes, I'm going to defend Violet in this situation. Yes, I think that she was never going to get in touch with him because of blah, 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 blah. Given the fact that she happily got in touch with his father when his father was in hospital. You can't make this BS up. That's the reality. Who the hell does she think that we are? Well, most importantly, who the hell does she think that I am? I ain't no clown. And to be honest with you, on that note, given the fact that Riley is someone that has to overstand, I don't know why she felt like as if he was going to buy any of this straight away. Someone that has to overstand things, trust me when I tell you, based on what we've seen of Riley this season, because he's the first person that I've known with this overstanding situation, that I'd never heard of it before personally. Maybe I have that too, I don't know. But either way though, of course he's going to be asking questions. Of course he's going to be asking this, and that. But you gave him none of that. All you said is, I'm pregnant, let's get married. And now you want to say that you didn't even want to get... Oh, stop lying. Lie. Last episode on the tell, you was flipping giggling. You was telling us that you was crying, but really you was just...
You think there's a possibility that they could get back together?
I totally could see it because you're still feeling something.
Would you like this meeting to end in you and Violet getting back together?
Not necessarily.
So Violet is coming back to the States. Well, not, I say coming back, my apologies. She's coming to the States now for the very first time. On her own accord. She booked her own visa, all that kind of stuff. All right, cool. Kudos to her. Congratulations to her. But doesn't it all just feel and sound a little bit fishy? I mean, listen, what is the benefit of her coming all the way to the States? Because at this moment in time, her and Riley have planned to meet up, to be friends, and to just see how things go. And of course, the friend feels like as if maybe something will happen. Riley says, well, I don't necessarily see something happening again. And to be honest with you, I really hope he sticks to that word. Because there is no point of him going back in a relationship with a woman that has pretty much made his life, I wouldn't say a living hell necessarily, but definitely hasn't made his life any easy. Especially when he spent all that money to go and see her in Vietnam. And again, I still stand by what I said. He was pushing way too much. And he definitely is a mood killer. But at the same time, though, when he wasn't doing that, there were things that Violet was doing that just wasn't needed. You know what I mean? For example, insulting him in a store in front of a random stranger. And then also, I guess at the same time, bringing him to her family home and then kind of quizzing him, you know. That wasn't necessarily necessary. So the reality is this. They clearly have a situation where they will never be able to really be straight with one another. Because Riley wants to be straight, but Violet now, she's always playing some type of childish game.
I'm gonna tell you the truth. No, what up? I wanna give you the ring.
Did you have a ring? Oh my gosh.
You didn't with lies for 2 years. Now I'm thinking back on it. I tried to communicate with her and tried to build something.
I mean, to be honest, I was very, very worried when I saw that this man bought a ring. I thought, no. But then I remembered he decided to not use it. And that is the best choice he could ever make for himself. Marrying someone like Violet is never a good ending for you. Because you never know what the hell she is plotting. He said it himself, communication was always very, very bad. We could argue and say communication was bad on both ends, but if anything, communication was 100% worse on Violet. Without a shadow of a doubt. So I'm happy that he didn't pull I'm happy he didn't pull out the ring and say, hey, let's get married. Because goddamn, that would have been the worst choice of his life. Sounds a bit brutal, doesn't it? But it's how I feel, so I'm going to stick by it, if you dig what I'm saying. But with that being said, though, you guys let me know what you're thinking and we can talk about it. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and of course, peace.